Hello and welcome to the Youth Academy Challenge Episode 1. Now I'm sure many of you have been waiting for the return of this series, and then there'll be a few what don't actually know what this series is about. So I'm here to tell you the rules of the Youth Academy Challenge. We'll be doing a video on this series at the start of every single month, so you've got a month to complete the challenge. However, it is quite time consuming. Also, I'll be using this video as reference in the future because I'm only going to say the rules once, unless things drastically change in FIFA, and then we'll need to have a rethink. But in FIFA 16 at least, we'll be using these rules. Rule 1, all must play with the same team using the default formation. This is the formation that you get from the online squads. So obviously, when prompted, download the online squad file when starting your career. Number 2, must finish save with a squad full of Youth Academy players only. There's no regens allowed in this series. Rule 3, must not use the loan glitch to improve players overall, and that means that no loans are allowed in the series. Number 4, must not reload game save on scout report to guarantee good player. This is something that I do in my personal saves. I just reload the scout reports until I see a couple of max potential 94s. Basically, they have the potential to be world class, but because this is a challenge, we're not going to be reloading the save at any point. Although I do want to stress how important it is to save the game often. There is one circumstance that you can buy a player from another club, and that is if it is one of your old Youth Academy players who forced himself away from your club. And that is Rule 5, and if you have the money to buy him back at any point, then do so. Rule 6 is going to be the hardest to explain. It's the acceptable position changes. Now, as you might know, every single player on the game has a position, and it comes with a coloured indicator. Now, we're going to use that coloured indicator in this challenge. Anyone who is labelled by a blue line can play across the attack. That's striker, centre forward, right wing, left wing. Anyone who is labelled by a green line can play across the midfield. Right midfield, left midfield, central attacking midfield, centre midfield, central defensive midfield. Then you've also got the variations: left attacking mid, right attacking mid, left defensive mid, and right defensive mid. Anyone who is labelled by a yellow line can play across the defence. So you got the centre back, the left back, the right back. Then you have the wing backs in a 5-man defence, so left wing back, right wing back, and also they might still do a sweep position as well. And if that's still in the game, yes, your defender can play as a sweeper. And anyone who is labelled by an orange line, that's the goalkeeper, can play in goal. But there are a few allowances to them very strict guidelines. Wingers or wide midfielders can play right wing, right mid, right forward and left forward. Secondary positions on the player information screen can be used and could potentially qualify the player to play in many other positions. So for instance, if a central attacking midfielder has a secondary position of centre forward or striker, he can be classed as having a green line and a blue line. That means he qualifies for striker, centre forward, right wing, left forward and right forward. Here's another example. If your centre-back has a secondary position of a central midfielder, he can be classed as having a yellow line and a green line, which means not only can he play across the defence, but he can also play across the midfield. And finally, sportsmanship is vital. I'm more likely to pick the winning team from the people that update me regularly on Twitter. My Twitter username is there. I'd love to see your pictures, but please don't spam me. Maybe once every 3 or 4 days is enough. I will also be picking one player individually. This might not be from the winning team, who will then be added to the YSL Generation Series. You see, I've got a prize lined up and everything. Rule 8 is to stop your save on June the 1st, 2025. That is the last date that your squad can be submitted. That is 10 years into the future, and a whole 10 seasons for your players to develop. Like I said at the start of this video, it is quite time consuming, so if you can't get to that date, you can still submit your squad, but anything after that date would be considered cheating. Now I think I've gone through the rules and everything that needed to be said. Let's go on to FIFA and pick our first team. Now before picking the squad, I'm going to make sure that we download the latest updates and hopefully download the latest formation for the team we're about to use. First off, we're going to randomise the country. Now I am going to turn my back and hold the right button for a very long time, so I have no idea where it's going to land. My I think that's about enough. We are going to stop it there. And it is the Republic of Ireland. Now this is going to be very interesting because obviously the Irish League is one of the worst leagues on the game. However, it can potentially lead to the Champions League. There's only one league in FIFA, so it's now to choose a club. And stop. It's Sligo Rovers. Alright, so they're playing a 4-5-1 at the moment. If you guys download the latest update and don't get this formation, then just switch it to the default 4-5-1. This is actually a very good starting point because the Irish League is one of the easiest leagues to sim. Sligo Rovers are going to go through a massive overhaul, but everybody's going to do it in their own unique way. I really do hope you'll enjoy this challenge. The Sligo Rovers Youth Academy Challenge competition closes when we are moving into a new month. So it will be midnight on the 1st of November. And then on the 1st of November, we will have a video announcing the best team and the best individual player, along with the next team that we're going to be using in the Youth Academy Challenge. This has been Cutzy. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, give it a like, and I will see you next time.